Shave it.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. I don't know if you have seen our first video, so we're going to not reintroduce ourselves formally, but I'm Jennifer and this is Sheila.
Good morning.
And a really quick background, again, if you didn't see it since we're kind of newbies, but we have been friends since 2006, and we have kind of had this wonderful spiritual journey together that has cultivated into, we talk a lot of mornings just about things that are going on in our life, things we've heard, things we're dealing with our families, good and bad. We celebrate, and sometimes we cry, and sometimes we learn from each other. So I have a true, and I'm out of breath, y'all. If you just knew what we have done to make this set work, we decided last time that maybe we needed a table, because we do want to talk about the Bible, so we need somewhere to put our Bibles, and we're coffee drinkers, so we need somewhere to put our cups, and we have got quite the.
It's a good thing you can't see below the waist.
I just wish you could see it. Yeah.
You just hold your foot right there, and it'll be fine.
So anyway, we think we're good. Maybe it may be different next time. So never a dull moment.
If we suddenly disappear, the props have gone awry.
That's right. The phone starts. We're doing it on a phone that's connected to a computer. So if we start to get a little crooked, just hang with us. We'll straighten back up. But anyway, so we have not talked this morning. So we thought, okay, that would probably be a great way to let you in on our conversations, since this is what this is all about, just sharing with you our real life stuff. So I am super blessed with this amazing kid, my daughter, and she loves Jesus, and that's been great for me because I've learned a ton from her. So we have little talks sometimes, and I mean sometimes I have to be mom mode and kind of move into the whole, I guess for a better word, maybe like a spiritual mentor more with her now than I am the mom. So we were having a conversation last night. She's in college. They're in the middle of rush, and she's super tired, and there's a lot of just a lot of stuff. Not a lot of sleep. They're kind of in a, when you get tired, you don't
everything looks
think
different.
About you just don't think real straight, and then when you're kind of in the grind of all that, they have 2 weeks of it. So she was just really tired last night, and she was discouraged about some things which weren't really big deals, but I reminded her, I texted her this morning because I was kind of thinking about our conversation, and just reminded her that sometimes God puts you in places that you may not see yourself, or God puts you in places that you may not want to be, that maybe aren't so fun, they're a lot of work, that maybe it's not the way you thought it was going to be, or it looks the way you think it's going to look, but that he puts you there because he knows that you can do the job that he wants you to do. But you have to step out, and stepping out is basically blind faith. And it's really hard sometimes to do that. So anyway, I was just kind of reminding her of that. She knows all that, but thank goodness when you have friends in your life, or children, or whatever, husbands, spouses, boyfriends, girlfriends, whatever you have in your life, that can kind of give you a gut check sometimes. So it's really cool that no matter where you are, that God is working, he's cultivating, he's teaching you. So it's always an opportunity for you to step out and do things blindly. And I read this today, and it says, in my devotion, it says, faith looks forward to something good. And faith is the opposite of fear. So I love that faith looks towards something good. So even if the situation's bad, faith looks to the good. What you got?
No, it makes me think of a lot of different things. One of my favorite people I follow is Danielle Strickland, and she just posted some stuff this last week, and one of them was, disruption is not a threat, it's an invitation.
Oh wow.
And you cannot change the future without disturbing the present.
You cannot change the future without disturbing the present. That's good.
Big idea.
That is good. Wow. Well, there you go. There you go.
Yeah, and a lot of times, so I'm a word person. I mean, I pick a word every year and have to, I have a word, a key around my neck. I've got the tattoo.
Words back here.
Sorry, Mom. Yeah, I got the tattoo. I've got signs all over my house. I got a board in the pantry that says dream big and all the steps. I mean, I need constant reminders. But my word this year has been stretch.
Mine's experience.
Yes, that's where I am stretching and
And
we're
I'm
having an experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, but to just say yes when you'd rather say no, get out of your comfort zone, and show up, because God is always teaching you something when you're stretching, because if you're stretching, you're growing, and it means getting super uncomfortable, which I'm getting pretty comfortable being uncomfortable.
Blind faith.
Yeah.
Yeah, this whole, yesterday in Sunday school, we talked about Ruth. And a little background to Ruth. Naomi, and Ruth is in the Old Testament. Do you know where it is? Can you get to it?
I feel pretty sure it's in there.
If you watch the last one, you know that Sheila doesn't know but to like Proverbs in the books of the Bible.
You talk and I'll look.
It's in there. It's only 4 chapters. But Naomi and her husband leave Judea, and they have to go to a region called Moab. Actually, it was because they were in the middle of a famine. They were looking for food, so it was just out of desperation. So they get to Moab, and they have 2 sons.
Sorry.
Did you find it?
No, and I don't even have the tabs.
Holy cow.
All right, maybe it's, we're just going to say it's because I can't see, but this is real world, y'all.
Anyway, back
right, there it is, RTH. Got it.
Where was I? Moab. We're in Moab. So they have 2 sons. 2 sons marry 2 Moabites. I guess that's how you say it. One of them was Ruth, and one of them was Ophrah. I wrote it down because I want to say Oprah, and it's not Oprah. It's Orpah. Orpah. Maybe that's how they say it. So anyway, so they married 2 Moabites, and the Moabite people were pagans. They worshipped other gods, not the God of Israel. So and of course Naomi and her husband were from Judea, so they were Jewish. So anyway, so they get to Moab. Obviously, have the 2 sons. They married those 2 girls, and Naomi's husband dies. Her 2 sons die, and it leaves her with these 2 daughter-in-laws. And if y'all, back in those times when with widows, widows were just like nobodies. They had no voice. They had no nothing.
Women, just women.
They didn't have a husband, so they had no voice within the community. They were just kind of nobodies. Oh, that's
sorry. So it's the trash people.
I was gonna say I think the trash people out there. So anyway, Naomi decides, okay, we're going to leave and go back to my country. So that they were headed back to Judea, and they start walking, and Naomi's like, okay, I release you 2 girls. Y'all go back to your people, go back to Moab, and they will take care of you. Go back to your families. And they both said no. Well, ended up, Ruth went with her, Orpah. It's kind of like an orca. She goes back. So, and this is what Ruth says. She tells Naomi, she says, do not persuade me to leave you or go back and not follow you, for wherever you go, I will go, and wherever you live, I will live. Your people will be my people. And remember, she was not a God follower. God was not even part of her upbringing. She knew nothing about God. Where you die, I will die, and there I will be burned. There I will be buried, May the Lord do this to me, and even more, if anything but death separates you and me. Okay, y'all, blind faith. Ruth is leaving her place that she has grown up, her family, going with her mother-in-law to a land that doesn't even believe what she believes, but she's still willing to go just blindly. And that just yesterday when we were talking about that just spoke to me. I was like, holy cow. She was willing to step out and leave everything that she knew. I don't even know that I could do that. I would be so, fear would just overcome me that I would tend to just want to go back to where I came from, where my comfort zone is.
Yeah. Do you think though that, really fear is the distance I mean, I've
The
heard the
opposite
saying.
of
Yeah,
faith,
I mean,
yeah.
we're like the longest journey we ever take is from our head to our heart. You know, fear is just the distance between here and there. Because most of the time, I mean, fear doesn't come from God. I mean, fear comes from Satan. Kind of like this. I mean, I would say that you and I are kind of stepping out on some blind faith.
Oh, yeah.
Doing this.
Yeah.
I mean, inviting anyone that can get on YouTube kind of into your life, and which also means your joys and your sorrows. And I mean, it takes a lot of blind faith, but we were saying the other day, I mean, if we don't ever step out in fear and in all of our weakness, we never really give God the opportunity to do something great. And
which is a great segue, because what I was the end of the story, if you don't know it, is that Ruth ends up meeting Boaz. She marries Boaz. They have a child, and I get the child's name wrong. They have a child named Obed. He was the father of Jesse.
I mean, why they
Which was
such weird things in the Bible?
I don't know. I have to look. Jesse's normal. Jesse, and Jesse was the father of King David. So had Ruth not stepped out in blind faith, there would have been no David. And David was in the lineage of Christ.
Jesus.
Yes. So that's how important it was for her to just step out. And God was just molding and knitting all that into place, and she didn't even know it. So, I mean, how many opportunities do we miss where God is actually knitting something and we're just not willing to step out, even when we don't know what the outcome is?
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool. So, my cup says, Carpe diem. So, we should seize the day, seize the opportunities. Because even in your fear, and remember, Satan is going, don't do it. What will people think? Don't do it. You're going to sound stupid. Don't do it. You don't know anything. You're too old. You're too young. You don't have all the information. And God is saying, I'll be that person. I'll be the information. You just step out. I will be the one that makes it enough. So it's really cool.
Absolutely.
And you never know where it'll go.
Absolutely.
Aww.
Well, I think we've I don't know how many minutes we've done. I'm trying to see.
We're trying to keep this to 10 and 12.
Yeah.
Hey, and another thought for you guys. So since we don't know what we're doing and we're just jumping out there, if there's even anybody watching this, this could just be for our family. If they'll watch it, they've already heard every thought we've ever had. But if you have a question, not that we know the answer, but we know people who have answers. So, but we can talk about it. We're not afraid to unpack something at all and see what we can all learn from it. So if you have a question, you have a thought, just send it to us. We do have an email address. It's Jennifer and Sheila@gmail.com.
We think.
Maybe. If you
just try it, and if it says it's undeliverable, that's not it.
Then we got the wrong one.
We'll try to make sure we know it next time.
I
wish we were techie and we could scroll it across the screen or something. I mean, but we're not. In fact, we're having to get help from teenagers.
Yeah. So if you have a 10-year-old that doesn't have anything to do, we could probably use their help. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and we hope that maybe you gleaned something out of this.
Absolutely.
That makes your day better and makes your week awesome.
If you ever think your life's bad, just think of Ruth. Just step out. Just step out.
Just do it.
Bye.